This video is brought to you by mybookie.ag. Use the promo code WEASEL to get the exclusive 110% bonus on top of your first deposit. There's some big heavyweight action this Saturday. Boxing fight between Tyson Fury and Francis Ngannou, and then the UFC fight between Jailton Almeida and Derrick Lewis. Curtis Blaydes pulled out of that fight. Derrick Lewis stepped in like he always is ready to take up anybody's spot. The Tyson Fury and Francis Ngannou fight is going to start at 2 p.m. Eastern because it is going to be in Saudi Arabia, so it's an earlier card. Another one that's really good for the American fans, but it's another doozy one for the Australians, man. I feel really bad for you guys. That's back to back. If you guys are staying up to watch this, that's really rough. I feel for you guys. The UFC main event is going to start later, so that's going to be 9 p.m. Eastern, which is way better for the Australian audience. You guys get that in the morning, but that's going to be a tough one for the European fans. So there's a give or take here. We know a lot of the English fans are going to be watching Tyson Fury. The Australians probably going to catch up on the UFC fights as they go on, and then maybe watch a replay or something of Fury versus Ngannou. But honestly, these two fights, in my opinion, are pretty easy to predict. Better than anything though, it's going to be amazing for anybody betting on these fights. Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou, right off the bat, we all know who's probably going to win this. Tyson Fury is a massive favorite. He's a 14-1 favorite, one of the biggest ever. And with those odds, I got to put something on Francis, man. I mean, what do you lose? If you put $10 on Ngannou and he pulls it off, you just 7x your money. Actually, what would $50? If I put 50 and he pulls it off, gets that one punch in there, it's heavyweight, he's a very big guy, one of the biggest punchers in history, that would be $350 back. I really like it, but Tyson Fury wins this fight. He's so much better than Ngannou in boxing. I mean, we could only really go off what Ngannou has shown in MMA, which is different than pure boxing, has different elements to it, and we also do have videos of Ngannou hitting the pads. He's not giving a lot of MMA fans hope here, so I do think Tyson Fury should be able to beat him. He has the reach advantage, which is very rare for Ngannou. He has the height advantage, the size advantage. He can hurt Ngannou with his punches. He's technically the superior boxer. The only thing Ngannou has going for him is to be as awkward as possible and catch him with that one punch knockout power. Tyson Fury has fought a guy who can do that too, Deontay Wilder, on 3 different occasions. He did get hit though. Deontay's technically supposed to be a better boxer than Ngannou, but the main thing he had going for him was the power and the reach. Ngannou also has power and reach, so he could potentially catch Fury somewhere in there, right? Deontay Wilder caught Fury a total of like 3 or 4 times throughout 3 fights and dropped him. Hopefully Ngannou can get him once, right? Hopefully one time. But my prediction for this fight, I gotta go with Tyson Fury, and I'm gonna go by a 7th round TKO. I think Ngannou is not gonna have the cardio to keep up with Tyson Fury, keep up with the boxing output, which is different. I think Fury is going to clinch up with him constantly. Ngannou's not used to clinching up with a guy who's even bigger than he is. Constantly going to zap that energy. The jab's going to be put on him. Tyson Fury probably wants to go to the body, which is something fighters don't normally do against Ngannou because they're so worried about his power. So they try to be as safe as possible and only pick shots out at the head to hopefully end this fight as quickly as possible. But Fury is a veteran. He's going to go to the body most likely with the jabs, throw some hooks if he's able to get some good angle on Ngannou on the outside of that lead foot, and start catching Ngannou, number 1, from a distance, and number 2, when he off balances Ngannou with his footwork. That's the biggest thing going for Tyson Fury. That footwork advantage is going to be huge. I can see oftentimes Ngannou gets off balance, trying to keep up with Tyson Fury, and that's where he's going to get hit hard. And just like I mentioned on the betting odds, Tyson Fury, 14-1 favorite, is enormous, and you can capitalize on those odds at mybookie.ag. What do you lose if you go with Ngannou? Right? There's really not much to lose if you go with Ngannou. Even like $5 is big with those odds. The reason why I'm going with this is because even though I do think Tyson Fury should be a massive favorite, because it's heavyweight and because the power that Ngannou possesses, it's still a fight at the end of the day. 14-1 is exaggerated in my opinion. I don't think this is true. Maybe 7-1 makes sense, but double that? I don't agree with that. If Fury was like a 5-1 favorite or 7-1 favorite, I wouldn't even think about putting anything on Ngannou. But 14-1, I'll probably put like $10. The UFC fights are also interesting as well, as the main event is Jailton Almeida versus Derrick Lewis. Jailton Almeida is also a massive favorite, and similar dynamic where the bigger puncher here, who has a much better chance than Ngannou does, right? Derrick Lewis has a way better chance of knocking out the smaller Jailton Almeida than Francis Ngannou has knocking out Tyson Fury in a boxing match, but still those odds are pretty crazy. Minus 550 for Almeida. Interesting with Derrick Lewis's power, man. One punch in this fight is over. The guy also has the best grappling technique out of any fighter in history. The just get up technique from Derrick Lewis is completely overpowered. But seriously, Derrick Lewis as a plus 325 is not a bad bet. Almeida should definitely win, as should Tyson Fury. But in my opinion, the best way to bet on fights, and I saw a lot of comments from the last UFC card, I saw a lot of you guys jumping on that. Even the ones that didn't, some of you guys said you wished you did, specifically for the Hamza and Kamaru Usman fight. Live bets is where it's at, man. You watch the fight as it's going down, and through your analysis, this is where you test your analytical ability. Through your analysis, you're able to more precisely pick the winner of a fight. So I highly recommend you guys going on the live bets. It's such a way to go about it. And this is the last week for the exclusive 110% bonus of your first deposit. So whatever you put in, you get 110% of that on top of it. So if you put in $100, you get another 110 to play with. In order to activate this bonus, make sure you use the promo code WEASEL, that's WEASLE, to take advantage of my bookie sign-up offer. This is an exclusive offer just for us, and it's the last week they're doing this. Visit mybookie.ag today, where you can win big. And right to the UFC fights. Other than the main event and the Bonfim brothers, both of them are on it. It's alright, I guess. I mean, it's more fights on the weekend. I'm looking forward to see how the Bonfim brothers fight. Gabriel Bonfim versus Nicholas Dalby's in the co-main event. Ishmael Bonfim versus Vink Pickle is headlining the prelims. He will always be Vink Pickle to me. You also do have Zaleski Dos Santos versus Renat on the prelims. The guy that ran right through Kevin Lee's on the card. Not too bad. There are a few fights here to look forward to, but we're gonna head right into that main event. Jailton Almeida versus Derrick Lewis. This is another fight that should be easy to predict. But realistically, there's only two ways this fight goes. The fight starts, Jailton Almeida throws the front kick, takes him down, Lewis gives up his back to stand up, Almeida gets his back and chokes him out. That can happen literally in the first round. The other way this can happen is Derrick Lewis lands a miraculous punch that knocks out Almeida cold. Those are the main two ways this fight is going to go down. It would be interesting to see if Almeida cannot get Lewis down for some reason, right? Derrick Lewis proves to be too big. I mean, the guy is going to have like a 50-pound advantage over Jailton Almeida. He stops the takedowns through his sides and knocks him out because Almeida's stand-up, as of what we've seen, isn't the most put together. He's fast and athletic. He moves, right? Not the best kind of footwork, but he does move a lot. So there is that. I guess just moving in the heavyweight division is good enough. But Lewis could knock this guy out if he stays standing. I am though interested to see if Almeida can add anything to his striking to make him somewhat of a threat on the feet, because he needs more than what he's already doing, right? If he's going to fight Sergey or Aspinall, he's going to need more than just grappling, right? He's going to need to strike a little bit, because both Sergey and Aspinall have shown in the past that they can do both. Sergey's only really shown that before the UFC when he was really young, but I really wonder how much that has progressed in his run so far. But I do think Jailton Almeida should win this fight, first round submission, but I am not ruling out Derrick Lewis knocking this guy out. And that is the end of the predictions, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure to give this a like, make sure to subscribe. Very interesting fights throughout this weekend. We got some big bangers, and it should be really fun. The only thing that's not fun is that the fights are so far apart from each other, right? By the time Fury and Ngannou fight, we're going to be like 2 or 3 hours away from the prelims of the UFC fights, so it's really spread out. But I hope you guys enjoyed the predictions, and if you did, make sure to give this a like, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and I'll see you guys in the next video.